They're like, oh yeah, a guy with Pensy Steam comes in every once in a while. They're not really much. Really test the LED in the headlight, but we'll take this at 10. Proceed to 15. Hello everybody, this is Pensy Joe. We're here at the Deerfield train show. And right over here we got a John Deere train. And that train's DC and it's running on a DCC layout. Now he has the address 0000, which means that it can control it. And I don't know how that wizardry works, but all I know is that you can only have one DC locomotive on the layout. Otherwise, well, they're all going to try and compete for 0000. So it comes around the bend. Not sure what this section's called, but there it goes. And we got a Seaboard E6 coming around the corner. So Broadway Paragon 3 stock. And the Seaboard heavyweight consist. 6 brands. Going past Stillwater Station. Got some chassis locomotives coming by. They're both Atherans. One's a little bit faster than the other, and they are not speed match according to the owner, but you know, it's their first time running together, so we'll see how they handle around this curve. A little bit of derailment, but you know that happens. I watch him leave. Starting to power up here to come around the corner. There they go. They're going to go around the route and come on back. Let's take a look at some freight cars. Looks like some older F units down there. Looks like the old Atherans and whatnot. Some UPS stuff, trailers, containers as well. Pretty neat stuff. Not really planning on buying anything today. Got some freight cars. Got a reefer train over there with all those Santa Fe boxcars. Some Bachmann DCC switches. Not something I would really want, to be honest with you guys. I'd rather just have regular thrown stuff since it's on the floor, but to each their own, right? There's some Digitrax right here. So it's got some old controllers, a little bit old school, those controllers. There's some Loconets, some stuff to put on the layout so you can put it into the fascia. Some wrapped up grain cars. This is Echoes East Coast HOS Solutions Society, Miami, Florida, with the picture of a looks like an M10,000. Pretty cool. Got Amtrak and some Southern Pacific stuff over there. It's pretty cool. Some more of the layout. This gentleman over here always has like some modern stuff. Got some scale trains, some older stuff. Even got an MTH Big Boy over here.
Big boy's still there. You can't beat that price. Yeah. That thing is mint.
And I like MTH, so
2014. There you go. Got a yard over here. That over there is one of the club members told me that was a Baldwin VO 1000 by Bowser. Really neat model. I have my own Baldwin S12. I gotta put some TCS kits inside some of my regular diesels at some point. So at some point I'll do my Baldwin S12 and have a TCS WOW kit in there. Here comes that E6. Very beautiful model, very hard to find, especially for seal board. Looks like some Afrin Genesis over here, GP9s, B&Os. Well, B&O doing down around here. Sounds like one of them's got sound. The other one sounds like it's got sound as well. It's pretty cool.
It's been behaving now.
Yeah.
I guess it just had to warm up.
There you go, man. You just gotta run her in a little bit, and then.
This one's probably the better of the Broadways that I have. So I have these saw. I have a mint green.
Yeah.
Last year I had that here.
Oh, the mint green one, a Seaboard.
The red stripe. I have that. That one's okay. Then I have a Pacific steam locomotive, and it's trash.
So, Southern Pacific.
The coater's fried twice.
Huh. What is it? Paragon 3?
And then the T1, it runs, but it only runs really good when it's at full throttle, or close to full throttle.
Yeah, when I hardwired mine, first thing that happened is that it fried. And we got the back side of this layout. So it's a dog bone kind of layout, and it's all modular, which is pretty cool. You guys can take it anywhere they want. Some of the scrap yards over here. And this is their rear dog bone. I'm going to show you guys this. This is a custom-made, scratch-built Brightline train. It's very cool. Who knows if they'll make them in HO? Or you could probably make a custom one once Bachmann comes out with their stuff. Little technical difficulties, but you know, camera shy, right? So this is the N scalers for Florida. They have like one of the, you know, West Palm Beach Brightline stations, and man, look at that. I've been to that station, and it looks pretty much like the real thing. Very cool station, and built and all that stuff. Really, really nice. I wish we can have that in HO at our club. So, look at that, Deerfield Beach 2016, first place. Second place, Miami. So that's pretty cool. Got Little River Y and Hialeah Yard. So we're pretty much going up north, right? This is up north?
No, this is
This is like north of Palm Beach, right?
no, this is down in Miami.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is all in order on how it goes, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, this is West Palm Beach, and we just skipped to Miami. I was like, huh.
Yeah, it's going south that way and north.
And north's that way? Mm-hmm. Are you guys going to add the Orlando line at some point as a module where it goes to for Brightline?
We're doing Miami Central right now.
Oh, okay.
So that juts out this whole module over here. That moves 4 feet this way, and Miami comes out this way, and it comes out about this far.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, it's in work right now. We didn't bring it down here to this, but we have Workshop B done. We have Miami Central started. We have.
I really like that West Palm Beach
That was done 6 months before the station was done.
Really?
Yep.
You guys pretty much captured the entire thing.
It's exact.
Yeah.
I worked.
You must have done a lot of measurements.
All those pieces of V's are individually cut.
Really?
They
Okay.
got a bevel to them, and you can't just.
Was it
bevel.
cardboard that you used for that?
No, it's styrene. It's all
Really?
solid styrene.
Okay,
Cut
cool.
and glued.
Wow.
Every bit of that, and that's, we had elevations and stuff, of the station that I was copying. I was saying, okay, that's a doorway. I knew what a doorway measured, and how big is,
Right.
and I
Wow.
scaled it to that. And
Did
that
you
was-
guys like take like a measuring tape or something to just measure the building?
No, they weren't done. They were under construction.
So did they give you like the measurements or something like
No,
that?
they gave
or-
us some pictures of it, what they thought the artist rendering, because we told them we were going to do it, and they said, okay, so they gave us some pictures, and we measured everything off of that.
Oh wow, that must.
That's all, the walkways down to either side of the station,
Right.
in the pictures, that was like a fogged glass that was going to be in it. Well, the real ones doesn't have that. But
Oh,
I went,
okay.
but I went off what I saw in the pictures, so.
Okay.
Yeah, all that styrene is individually little cut pieces, all at those weird angles.
Oh,
And
wow.
I said, if I ever meet the architect, I'll kill him.
Yeah. Well, that's the sake of for looking modern, I guess.
Oh,
You know.
no, that thing is exact. I mean, we've updated it. They've had the solar panels out front. We've added the bikes out there.
Mm-hmm. The bike rack and all that stuff.
Bike rack, and all that's been added. And it's
It's a shame that the building that they have the parking garages is like off that layout.
yeah.
That would be really
the
nice.
The Orlando line, maybe. Miami.
Because that airport like terminal would be really nice.
Oh, that's
It's big. It's probably as big as
Oh, yeah.
that table. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we've been through it. It's this right here is enough. This has been under work for 2 years.
Right.
This out of here, because again, they build nothing's normal. It's an elevated track.
Yeah.
How do we get from our flat layout to an elevated track? And
That's complexity. It's like, well, we're used to Florida being flat. Now we're going elevated,
Yep.
especially at the Miami station.
well, and we only have this Y right here. We only had that much room to make the climb.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in actuality, it's 75 feet off the ground,
Right.
or 50 feet off. We couldn't climb at that, so we had to lower everything so that we could climb. And even what we're climbing is a little bit tough for. We set up a 2x4 and put it at the angle that we want to do, and I said, get it up on an inch and then stop it, then continue again. Can you do that? So we found out, what
A way.
angle we liked.
Yeah.
So it's Miami's quite a build.
Yeah, I bet.
That's going to take another year to finish that.
To figure that out.
Then
yeah.
after that, we got, everybody's, where's Fort Lauderdale? It's already built now. Boca and Aventura, and so yeah.
Once you do a bar Brightline, you're gonna have to do it all of it.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, we're my son and I we're the ones that do all the bright lines. So.
Yeah, you guys got 2 sets now, right? Of those custom sets,
Oh yeah, he's got more than that. He's got 2 or 3.
different colors, right?
Yeah, he's got.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got different colors.
Because us HO guys are like, man, when is somebody gonna finally make that? It's so famous, that train. Well, it's infamous because of all the accidents and whatnot, but still,
This is his.
the Maerskline boat. There you go. You got some.
So he's
Wow.
got blue, and he's got the pink, and he's got more locomotives, and he has one out there that they painted a custom
Like
paint,
rainbow colored.
paint scheme. Yeah, I forget what they call it, but he
Looks like a rainbow.
He did that one time.
Wow.
So yeah, it's coming along.
I think in a couple of years, Bachmann might make those Siemens Venture coaches and like N scale at some point because they announced them in HO. So people are going to probably take a lot of their HO scale. I think they're going to use I think a lot of people are going to use the VIA like nose one that they're going to make soon. And they're going to take that, repaint it to look like Brightline. And I'm going to see a lot of custom Brightline in HO. And,
Yeah.
I think at some point, Bachmann just announced in N scale their Chargers.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they did. Well, they got the ACL the ones that are going to be Phase 7 for Amtrak.
Okay.
So it's not going to be exactly the same as the nose for
Right, the nose is different on them.
Yeah.
I was pointing that out to my son because I don't know a lot about all that. You know, he knows about it. But
Yeah, so it was like, I mean, it could work. I mean, it could work. It's just not going to look exactly
yeah,
the
it's
same.
not going to be exact, right?
Yeah, but at least you'll have like standardized car like motive power, so that you could have 2 of those if you wanted,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about the custom ones derailing or something like that.
Right.
Well, you guys do a really good job with this N scale layout.
Thank you.
It's not my cup of tea. It's a little bit too small for me, but
this is about half of what we have.
right. Oh wow.
Layout-wise, yeah. Good morning, sir. Fort Miami. You made that. That's awesome. Somebody said they didn't like it and we should take it down. It doesn't look like
Punch him.
it. No, I said I agree.
Well, thank you very much for the tour, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you. So here we go. Horse Creek. I mean, look at this. Here's Jupiter. So we're going up north now. So from Miami, we just jumped past Fort Lauderdale. Now we're going up north all the way to Jacksonville. Got City Point right here. There are switchovers. Comes Brightline going back again. Excited for Bachman to make those chargers. It's not
Sure.
it's not the same shell, but man, it's still really cool. You got it's like the concrete or gravel area over there for limestone. Harvest Groves. Here's one of the intermodal yards, as well as auto rack yards. It's pretty cool at Titsville. Strange name, right? Yelvington.
Yourself a
There's Jacksonville right over there. Boating yard. So now we're at Jacksonville. Got a couple of FEC locomotives with the intermodal train. Pretty cool stuff. And we'll go all the way back down to Miami. Okay, we got the SDF 45s. They're over there. They're getting ready to pull the El Capitan along to the Bloody Nose, and we got looks like a scale change military heritage CSX unit over here in the center. So they're getting ready to pull out their freight train. And there's another Amtrak train parked off on the far left. So pretty cool stuff in their staging yard, how they set up the trains and whatnot. Some old school car carriers. It's pretty cool stuff, these guys at this club. They're in Miami. Here we got some T4s, Canadian National Heritage units, military units. Very beautiful train. Got some unique coil cars.
Now these red ones look nice.
There you go, you got the CN going by with the fret device at the end of the train. Pretty cool. Got some more modern diesels ready in the staging yard over there. Hey everyone, we're back from the train show, and today I wanted to show what I got at the train show. I know this is at the end of the video, but I got something that's very unique. It's not something that you normally see on my layout or in my collection. As you can see, it says Tricks over here. It's HO, and it's DC, DCC, and sound. And I got this model for $125, so It's very interesting. We'll look on the side. And this is what I got. It's a 210-2 tank engine. This is a freight locomotive. This is one of those German locomotives. I have one that's a 210 by Roco, and it's got the gray photo scheme. I thought that was a pretty cool locomotive, and then I saw this guy at the show, and it said DCC and Sound. I said, "How much did you want for it?" And they said around like 125, 140. I'm like, "I'll do 125 right now," and they said deal. So, yeah, you might think, well, what's wrong with this model? Nothing really. There's nothing really wrong with this model. It does need some smoke. Yes, this locomotive does have a smoke unit in it, and it's one of those European ones, and it's fairly reliable, from what I understand. As you can see, it says DCC right here. I guess it's got 3 modes. I guess that's the type of decoder it has. Not sure what that is. It does have sound, and bidirectional, and that means it has a smoke unit. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Now, what's interesting is that this box has a sleeve exactly like Broadway's. Broadway's is pretty much very similar to this in terms of box design. Now, what does that mean? What I have to say to the model? It's a nice model. I just feel like the box is kind of cheap. Because originally this locomotive was brand new, $400 something in 2017. So I'm not sure why this locomotive lost a lot of value. Now some people might say, well, this model probably has zinc pest problem. I do not know. It's obviously 5 years old, and then yes, this is a die-cast body locomotive. The boiler is not die-cast. It is plastic up here with the cab and the top of the coal bunker. But everything here and below has die-cast except maybe the steam chests. So that's pretty cool. And except, well, the trucks. But it's not 100% needed. They obviously have it already DCC sound for programmed at 95. Because this locomotive on here says 95006. So, it's pretty cool. This is a BR 95, Bavarian Rail 95. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, it's a Class 95 on the Germans. And it's a BR 95 on the Germans. And I guess that's what the first number means. It's 95. It's the class. And then the number in the sequence is 6. So, this locomotive is actually number 6. Not really 95, but it's actually number 6. And the classification of the class is 95. So that's pretty cool how the Germans do it. So imagine if Americans, for example, the Pennsylvania Railroad had a K4, it would say K4 or 4. Probably most likely say K4 or 4, 4 and then whatever 4-digit number or 2-digit number. It would always start with a 4 for the class. Now, realistically, it wouldn't be like that. It would probably say K4 and someone if they did it like the Germans did. But yeah, it's a really unique scheme. I do have the little thing over here. Just like the Broadway boxes that they have for Paragon 4 models, they have a little sleeve here that has all the documentation and whatnot, which is, I guess, kind of cool. That's one positive. Instead of just like it's flying around everywhere, it's tucked over here. But yeah, that's what Broadway does. They do something almost exactly like this, except the plastic cube protector is different. Kind of same sleeve as what Broadway does. So it looks like Broadway's copying tricks in terms of box design. I'm not 100% sure how the packaging stuff works, but it is very interesting. It does say Germany. Not sure if it's made in Germany. So, it could say made in Germany. Not 100% sure where this is made in. Which is kind of a shame. I'd like to know where this is made in. But I'm pretty sure Trix models are made in Europe, which is kind of cool. It's not always made in China. To each their own on what they say on that. So we'll look at what the instructions say for this, just really quickly. It's got headlight functions. Well, that's pretty much for a regular controller. And then you got regular controllers, and those are different type of controllers you can have. But I have a Digitrack, so all these functions that you see that it has over here work. So as a headlights, it's got smoke generator, which I got to put more fluid in it, I guess, because it's not really working. But that's okay. I don't really care much about smoke generators. Operating sound, so it's function 2. So when you got to hold down F2 and swap like the menu in order for the sounds to stay on a Digitrack like Zephyr controller or the newer controllers. Otherwise, it's usually the whistle. You got the long whistle blast. So if you press it once and you have the like function 3 on, the whistle will go to a low pitch after doing a little, preset. And then once you press it again, the low pitch will stop and it'll do like a high pitch ending. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. It's like almost like a quillable whistle, to be honest with you. ABV, I don't know what that is. Sound effects, squealing brakes, off, which is kind of cool. That's function 5. Engineer's cab lighting. So there's cab lights in this model. So that's pretty cool. Function 6 does that. Sound effect. These have bells, which is interesting. I didn't know German locomotives have bells. I thought that was uniquely an American thing, but the more you learn, right? You got sound effect blowing off steam, coal being shoveled, and it does this automatically too. It's got rocker gate, it's got air pump, it's got water pump injector, and load speed switching range, so that's function 14. And then function 15 does like a switching whistle, so it does like a 1-2. So that's pretty cool. These are the CV numbers that you can do with this model. So that's pretty cool. Pretty interesting if you ask me. I'm not sure what kind of decoder these have. They don't really tell you if it has a lock sound or anything like that. And it must be one of the tricks is like unique decoders or something like that, or it's probably like a Zemo or something. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. Take her out of the box. I'll take it out of their sleeve. And will I do a review on this on some point? I don't know enough information about tricks to really do a really good justice in like in-depth review. But I could always try it, It's not normally what I would do or review. I'm not sure exactly when this model came out. But I can tell it's definitely one of the later year ones because it's 22,000 product number or something. But yeah, it's got a die-cast tank along the side. Or some sort of thing right here. It's got like a die-cast tank along the side. And then up here is plastic the cab and the boiler. There's a smoke unit right there. That's pretty cool. Got the front of the locomotive. Got the 2 headlights. So German locomotives had like 2 headlights, which is pretty cool. They don't have like a triangular kind of look how the Americans do it nowadays. It's not really focusing that well for some reason. Here's the bottom side of the locomotive. It is possible to open the gearbox on this thing, although I do think that it does not recommend to open it. If you want to maintain it, you maintain it here along these gaps where the axles are for the locomotive, and then you could take off the shell, right? And then there's a little hole, a little spout hole, where you can put the grease inside for the gears, so you don't have to tear it completely apart to work on. Now, usually the German stuff is a pretty good quality. I haven't heard a lot of things about gear cracking and stuff about these German locos. I could be wrong. Somebody from Germany could be like, oh, no, that's not good. It's probably, this model's crap. But, I don't know. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about tricks. I haven't heard a lot of negativity, except maybe, at some point there might have been production problems and there's zinc pest in the metal. But it happens. It's not something that, you would think, well, the Germans would never let this happen. And that's a pretty cool boiler. That's a pretty good cool firebox right there. It looks like a bell pair, but it's not. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's really unique. The amount of piping details on this is really cool, and a lot of these are separately applied. Like these piping details, they're all separately applied, and that's really nice. I mean, you look at, and that's what I like about the German locomotives is that they're so utilitarian in design. They are very practical. They don't try to hide anything. There's the air pumps near the front. That's pretty cool. And there's some air tanks or water or tanks of some sort underneath the boiler, which is pretty cool. And I don't understand why the Germans do like the red wheels and the red bottom chassis and the top is black. I'm not 100% sure why they did that. I'm wondering if that's for maintenance reasons. I'm not 100% sure. Or if it's actually for safety as well. I'm not 100% sure why they do that. But yeah, it's a very well detailed model. I'll definitely do a running session with this at some point. The problem is I need to get freight cars. I need to get some European freight cars that have this coupling system. Now my my Spanish high speed train has the same couplers as this, but we kind of weird in seeing this pull high speed, modern passenger cars. So we're not gonna do that. These buffers are not sprung, which kind of sucks, but they're metal, so that's kind of cool. But it's a shame that they're not sprung. It's a $400 model originally in 2017, so yeah, that's kind of the downside. And these are the reverse headlights. It's pretty cool how they would turn around inside these tank locomotives. Now, America didn't really have a lot of large tank engines like this. One of the more notable large tank engines that America had was the Boston and Albany. No, is it Boston and Albany? I think it's Boston and Albany. 266. Oh no, the 266T. New York Central had them, a little bit of them. It's an Alco locomotive because it's really similar to a Hudson in design. It's just like a mini Hudson, pretty much, with a 6-wheel like trailing truck under the tender, which is the bunker. But it was a really unique locomotive. I believe it did a lot of mixed traffic, if not like commuter service or something like that. And this is a 210-2. So this is a freight locomotive. This is specific for freight runs. Germans had really interesting wheel arrangements. I saw another locomotive that was also Bavarian. I think it was also Trex, and it was a 212-0. And I'm like, wow, usually a 212-0, that's a really large wheelbase for a locomotive. And it had a tender, but it was DC only, I think DCC ready or something like that. And I saw this, and I was like, this is a little bit more complete, and it has sound already in it. So I'm kind of curious if this thing. And it's interesting that they were selling this at a lower price. I'm like, really? You're selling this at a lower price? Even if the smoke unit doesn't work, I mean, $125 for this is not bad, guys. Like, this is not a bad model. This is a very beautiful model. Now, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. Yeah, there's no crew figures in there, but you can always add those in there. And it looks like you could take the cab off if you want to put some crew figures in there. And the coal does not look bad at all. I mean, it's kind of molded, but it looks almost realistic with kind of like the coal loads that Broadway does now. These are kind of pizza cutter wheels, which is okay in my opinion. In real life, they're kind of pizza cutter, but this doesn't have any problems running on my track. I'd have to test this at the club tomorrow and see how well it runs. There's a little the gearbox cover for the main drive wheel. And it looks like it has an adaptation for 3-rail, Markland 3-rail, but I definitely wanted to make sure before I bought any of those European locomotives that it was a 2-rail DCC or DC locomotive instead of an AC locomotive. It had like a or I think it's a 0880 or a 2880, and it was more colorful. But yeah, I saw some really interesting locomotives there, and I thought this was one's cool, and so I picked it up. They also had they had American stuff too. They had a 2882 DCC equipped proto Walther's Proto locomotive, like the Y3. They also had an 060 Atlantic Coastline Proto steam engine. I have one of those as a B28. It's a nice little switcher. It's not the strongest spooler, but it's cool to have. You can have it do like really small jobs or pull locomotives out or put locomotives away. It's pretty cool. There's also they had a Bachmann 280, a B&O, no DCC in it. It was DCC ready, and that was kind of cool. And they also had a 210-2 that they were selling for like $80 as well. So the 280 was like that much money as well. But yeah, it was a pretty cool show. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing this little locomotive of what I got. And this is Pensy Joe signing out again until I see you guys in the next time in the next video. Alrighty, bye now.